Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, my name is Spencer and I bring you videos about traveling and also about fashion lifestyle. If you are an old subscriber and you're returning back to watch my videos, I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for the follow, thank you for the likes, and thank you for sharing all the time. You are really appreciated. If you have been watching my videos, then you notice I've been in Kenya where I've been shooting some videos. And today is going to be a weird one because today I'm going to bring you a video that talks about the cultural differences, the lifestyle differences I noticed while I was in Kenya. Things I didn't expect to encounter while in Kenya. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. I'm going to give you today a few things I noticed while I was in Kenya. The very first thing is driving in Kenya. Yeah, the very first night I got to Kenya, I arrived Kenya at about 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and we had booked for a hotel. The bus shuttle was there to pick us up, to take us to the hotel. So the very first time I got into a car in Kenya, I discovered that they drive on the left side of the road. So it was weird to me that in Africa, we have an African country that does that, because I know England drives on the left side of the road, Japan drives on the left side of the road. Yeah, before, even in my country, Cameroon, where I'm coming from, when I was growing up, sometimes I used to see some cars that have their steering on the right side, So, but after some time, there was a regulation that stopped all of that, and it didn't happen again. So every car that came from any country that has a steering on the right side had to change to the left side, because my country we all drive on the right side. So when I got to Kenya, I noticed the very first thing is the driver got the left side, and it was weird to me because throughout my stay in Kenya, since I came from a country that we drive on our right, each time I see a car approaching on the right while we are on the left, I became scared. I was like, this car might hit us. Even when we are trying to enter into the road, maybe we see the pedestrians, and I'm like, I was scared throughout. But that is it. That is what it is, and that's Kenyan for you. My Kenyan people, I hear you guys in that aspect, because my brain, if I have to stay in Kenya, my brain will have maybe about a year to process that I'm going to drive on another side of the road. So that was the very first thing that took me unaware. Now, the second thing that took me unaware, like from the very first day I arrived Kenya that night, is that Kenya is like a cashless society. It's like a cashless country. Guys, come on. You know, we booked our hotel. We're supposed to pay there upon arrival. We got to the hotel about 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was trying to pay. I had a lot of cash on me. I had a lot of cash. So when they gave me the bill to pay before we could into the hotel, I was like, I removed money. The guy was like, no, we pay by card. They don't accept cash. I was like, you don't accept cash? He says, no, yeah, it's a cashless hotel. Like, I was like, wow, cashless hotel. Who doesn't want cash? I was like, so what if I have cash? What if I didn't have a card to pay? It's like, then I'll probably have to look for another hotel that could accept cash, because they do cash. They have something they call M-Pesa? Maybe I'm not pronouncing it very well. Kenyans will do. I think M-Pesa, I'll put it up. So everything there passes through M-Pesa. M-Pesa is like, in my country we have that, but it's called mobile money. Like, you know, mobile money, you put money on your phone and then use it. So for them, they prefer everything on M-Pesa. M-Pesa, I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. It was weird to me that you get even to a supermarket and you want to buy, they're like cashless. You want to pay maybe a cap, cashless. Anything for them is cashless. I remember even when we wanted to do the safari, the tour guide came to us. He had told us the price of the safari. When he came to us, I was about to give him cash. He was like, no, can you just do transfer, like online, that the system uses an online, they use an online system so you can get into the safari, or you can get into the national park. So because of that, I had a lot of cash. I had to do an arrangement with him so that I could give him cash, dollars, so that he could now book our name so that we can now do the safari. It's so strange to me. I think the government is doing all of that because they want to fight corruption or what, which is a good thing. I like it because at the end of the day, when I came out of Kenya, I was like, wow, that's a good way to fight corruption because everything passes through the appropriate places. I wish my country could adopt that because if not, there'll be a lot of bribery around. When you pay through the system, is it the M-Pesa or the online system, everything that moves there, there's a tax that is cut automatically, everything goes, you know, it's a clean system. I like that. That's one thing that shocked me in Kenya, that everything you do. I remember I was talking to one of my friends who came to visit us in the hotel because I have friends in Kenya. She, when I went to see her off, she wanted to order, is it like a bike? And she was like, even to order the bike, you need to do it online. I was like, wow. In my country, we just like, hey, moto, no, we just we just stop the car on the road and that's it. But in Kenya, it's a good thing. Cashless society. Thumbs up for you guys. The third thing that also amazed me while in Kenya was the way they drive. Yeah, still talking about the way they drive. The guys are so they are so orderly. Kenyans are so orderly while they drive. I could barely see them. I could barely see traffic lights, but they understood how to respect pedestrian. They understood how to drive orderly. That is, they know when to stop and when not to stop. We drove around Mombasa. We drove around Nairobi. At no time did I encounter anybody hitting a car because everybody there was so orderly. I'm going to do a video in my country, Cameroon. You see how we drive here. You know, it's just anyhow. We just drive. Yes, if you can drive in Cameroon, in my country, trust me, you can drive anywhere. Because even with the traffic lights, sometimes we don't obey it. People just, you know, move. I'm sorry, guys, Cameroonians. We need to change. We need to learn the good things. But I really appreciated that while I was in Kenya. The way they drive, it's so orderly. It also reminds me of when I was in Gabon. In Gabon, people also drive very, very orderly. No traffic lights. The people respect one another. That is something that I was also shocked that Kenyans are doing the right thing. This brings me to the fourth thing I'm going to talk about in Kenya. I discovered in Kenya. We got to the airport at night. Normal security, standard, normal. The day we were about to go to Mombasa, we got to the train station. And at the train station, the security I saw there, hey guys, that's what I do here. The security is more than that of the airport. That is, from the time we arrive at the train station, Nairobi SGR terminus, first of all, you stand. They'll bring dogs to sniff on you. They'll sniff, the dogs will sniff on your bags. The security they had like 12 stages of security to pass through just to enter the train. Now wow, the security there is another level. At one point I was asking myself, is this actually a train station or maybe an international flight I'm taking by land? I don't understand what to say. But the security shocked me. I couldn't even attempt to video the security because I was scared. If I even tried to remove my camera, they'll probably just carry me and keep me somewhere. But that security is another level at Nairobi. I don't know about the one at Mombasa because we didn't use the train to come back to Nairobi. I just flew out from Mombasa directly back to my country. But the security there is another level. That was a shock to me because in my country, I've used the train before in my country for sure. For sure, our trains are not like that. I've used a train in my country. Our security is nothing. It's nothing. Like security, just go there, they just put your bag, they scan it, and you go. That's it. One scan and you're gone. But that one, we have like 12 stages. Anyway, since I even used the premium service, I was kind of exempted because I really did not go through all the security, because when they discovered that I was a premium passenger, they just had one lady, they just had one lady who came and took us out of the line, and then we use another road, because I was about to try the premium service. If you haven't watched the video of the premium service train, I've uploaded already. Kindly go watch that video. You're going to enjoy it. That brings me to the fifth point. Fifth point I'm going to talk about is customer service in Kenya. Hi, these people know customer service. Their customer service is top notch. I applaud you guys for that. Wherever I went to, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's at the hotel, the people are so polite. In my country where I'm coming from, customer service is like you need to have connection to have customer service. You need to have connection. If you don't have connection, you don't have customer service. They don't know who you are. They don't give you any good customer service. They need to know who you are before they give you customer service. That is something that is, as a customer, it's your privilege. But in my country, forget it. You enter in a place that you think people are going to welcome you. They look at you as if you are coming from another planet. But with the Kenyans, their customer service is top notch. The customer service is as good in such a way that even Wi-Fi is available. You enter in a shop, there's Wi-Fi. You are at the train station, free Wi-Fi. In fact, I applaud you guys for that. Kenyans, I applaud you guys for that. I really, really do like the fact that you appreciated, you took time. I like the fact that you took time to make sure that your customer service is top notch. Wherever we went to, the people were so hospitable. They're so hospitable. They'll welcome you open arms. They'll greet you. Karibu Kenya. That's what they always say. Karibu Kenya. Welcome to Kenya. Man, I like that. I really, really love Africans, other countries that you have poor customer service. Please go and learn from Kenya. That brings me to the sixth point I'm going to talk about. I know Kenya is the only country, or Nairobi is the only city in a town that has a national park within the city. But I wasn't prepared for this. I'll go to a restaurant, try to eat, and I'll just see monkeys, jumping on other trees around. And the people are so comfortable with it. Baboons will just be moving around. I remember one time we were driving in the town. I just saw some baboons walking around. I was like, you guys just leave these things walk around like that? Aren't they harmful? Would they not harm somebody? They say it really does. It really does. And they are comfortable with it. But I was not comfortable. Where I'm coming from, if I have to see a monkey, I need to go to the zoo. Not just seeing it on the street. Or if I need to see a baboon, I need to go to a zoo. I just see on the street. The baboons will just move on the street, and the people are just okay. In my country, people must have eaten that thing. They'll eat it. Like, you never even see the ones that used to walk. The ones that used to walk in those days, people ate all already, so we don't even see them again. The only ones that you can see, you go to the bush, like into the interior forest, or you go to our own zoo where you can find those things. But in Kenya, they are there. And when I talked to the locals, they were like, you are not even permitted to shoot it. You're not permitted to eat it. It's not, you didn't create it. You met it there when you were born. So you leave it there for your children and your children's children to see the same thing. I was like, in my country, you have eaten everything. Our children's children will see it inside the books that they have drawn it, not on the street. Kenyan, that is amazing. It's an amazing thing your government is doing. It's an amazing aspect of conserving the environment. That is impressive. That is very, very impressive. That brings me to the next thing I'm going to talk about. It's their food. Every country have their own food, the way they operate, what they eat, what they are used to. When I was in Kenya, I tested some of their food. For example, chapati, which I love so much. Chapati, oh God. I'll not lie to you. I had to tell my brother's mate to make some for me so that I can bring back to my country so that I could be eating. I had to bring it. That thing was nice. It was tasty. I'd eaten it before, but I think she made it differently, like the real Kenyan. It was so good. They have another food they call ugali, which is, compared to my country, is what we call kati kati. It's like maize and vegetables with chicken. Theirs is ugali. But now the shock part is that in Kenya, they don't have pepper. In Cameroon, we have Cameroon pepper. People know us they know our Cameroon pepper, how it's chilly, how it's hot. In Kenya, we're in a restaurant and we ask for a bit of pepper. I'm not really much of a fan of a pepper, but my wife asked for pepper. and they brought her just something. She asked for spicy. They brought her something. She was like, pepper, pepper, the one that is peppery. They brought what, according to them, is peppery. My wife was like, this is nothing. Kenyans are not really used to eating spicy food. So compared to us in Cameroon, spicy is ours. It's our middle name. That's why we are known as Cameroon pepper. In our flag, remember that red in our flag, green, red, yellow. The red is in the middle, so it makes it peppery, it makes it hot. In my country, we like it spicy. The Kenyans, they don't really like it spicy. They just eat food normally. So it was kind of a shock to me that these guys they don't eat spicy food. Also, they eat less of salt. I think, yeah, they eat less of salt compared to my country. Another thing I'm going to talk about is that was so interesting to me are the buses in Kenya. They call them, is it matatu? I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. Matatu. These buses are just like it's like, I don't know if it's interurban buses or what, but you can get them from one quarter to the next quarter where you're living. The buses are so colorful. They are so nice. You see Spider-Man bus, Avenger buses, all decorated. And the amazing thing about these buses is that they have loud music. I mean, loud disco, loud nightclub music walking on the street in a bus. You get into that bus, there are big screens, loud music. Like the selling point of the matatu is the music you listen, like loud. So I was wondering, I was talking to my friend, I was like, you guys take this thing to work in the morning? Like, you wake up in the morning, you dress to go to work, you get into a matatu. There's some people who do that. Because if I do that, by the time I get to work, I already have a headache. My head will pump it because the amount of noise that is in that bus. I did not have an opportunity to try it. The day I was supposed to try it, I was so tired and I just didn't want to. But I saw the buses everywhere. But I think when I come back to Kenya next time, I must try that matatu. I must enter one and try it. The buses are everywhere in Mombasa, in Nairobi, but the ones in Nairobi are more beautiful than the ones I saw in Mombasa. Nairobi had the beautiful ones. They were very nice, bigger, nicer. It's a strange thing. In my country, we don't have those kind of buses. We have buses like that, but not noisy like that. Not that kind of music. Man, the place is really too stressed. I think it's because we need those buses in Cameroon, eh? So there's a lot of stress. So I think those buses, they make you happy. The Cameroon government should consider that. Yeah, they should consider that bus. It will make you happy in the morning. You get to work, you're really high. Another thing I noticed in Kenya is the infrastructure, the roads. Kenya is beautiful. Nairobi is beautiful. The government has really invested in your country. Your government has really invested in your country. It's a beautiful country. The roads are massive, like three lanes, like massive roads. In Kenya, you have roads that are tarred to nowhere. When I mean tarred to nowhere, it means you have a road that is tarred, but you go like into a suburb, into a village, like but the road is tarred. I applaud you guys for that. Good job, Kenyan government. Good job to the Kenyan people. That was a surprise to me because where I'm coming from, a road to nowhere is not tarred. A road to nowhere is left muddy and unkempt. So that's something good. When you see something that is good, say it and appreciate it so that other African countries can do that. Because personally, I believe that every person or every nation needs three things to survive: good roads, good electricity, and water. Give the people these three things and they'll develop themselves. Kenya is doing much as possible to do that to its citizens, and I appreciate it. It was a shock to me that an African country is doing that, and I love it. That brings us to the end of this video and the end of my Kenyan trip. There are other things that I was surprised about in Kenya, but I can't just say them all. For example, I know Kenyans speak Swahili and English. Most of the times you walk on the street, they'll have to speak to you by default Swahili, Karibu, Asana, Asante. What? Until you tell them you speak English before they'll speak English to you. So, my Kenyan people, thank you so much. Thank you for the love and support I've been having from my Kenyan community. There have been a lot of subscribers from Kenya, There have been a lot of Kenyans commenting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And next year I'm coming again to Kenya, but this time around I'm going to stay longer because I have some other things to do in Kenya. So until then, see you next time. If you're enjoying this video, please kindly do subscribe, share, leave a comment, your experience in Kenya, and let's connect. Let's create this community. See you in the next video.